Okay, we'll get started with Noah.
Hi, congrats on your progress so far in the tournament. Just wondering if this format is what you expected, and just now that you're a week into this, is there anything that surprised you about just the one-on-one competition with the rules that Unrivaled has in place?
I think there's just an element of surprise because it's new for everybody. But they sent us all the rules a few days in advance so that we could go over everything and be really familiar. And then obviously with the bye that I had the first round, I was able to watch all the games the first night and kind of get a feel for it just visually. And then once I got on the court, especially after the first game, I felt even more comfortable for the second game. So I think as time went on, it helped me to get more and more comfortable with the format and the setting.
Thanks.
Ben?
Yeah, just building off of that, I guess, what did you expect the tournament to be like heading into it, just from a atmosphere, gameplay, who would succeed standpoint?
Yeah, I think atmosphere, I figured that there would be a lot of people in there. Just I think in general, since we've been here, there's been a good turnout of fans. So I knew it was going to be just the oohs and ahs, and it's one-on-one. So it's really a space for you to kind of show what's in your bag. Competition-wise, I knew it was going to be competitive. These are all the best players in the league in one setting. So I knew that no matter what round, it was going to be a challenge. And then, I just expected myself to go out there and win each game. So.
Thanks.
Jackie?
Hi, Azurá. Thanks so much for joining us. Just a couple here for you. So first, what strategies do you think have served you the best throughout the one-on-one tournament?
In terms of my game, I think just staying aggressive from the outside. I think when I've hit a couple of threes, or at least one, it's forced the defense to really respect my 3-point ability, and then I'm able to get to the rim. And other strategies, walking back to try to conserve some energy in between each possession because it gets really tiring sometimes. So I think it's important to do that just to save your energy a little bit. And then, I think just reading what the defense is giving me, obviously against Ray, I had a height advantage, so I try to go down low a little bit more. But still, use my versatility. That's a huge part of my game. So I had to stay aggressive from the 3-point line, but obviously I didn't want to settle for threes against her. So yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. And also, what would you say is the most difficult part about facing Napheesa? I know that there's a lot because of who she is as a player, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. I think like you said, Fia is just so talented. I think our games are very similar because it's just you can score in literally any type of way. Pull-ups, threes, going to the basket, aggressive, more finesse. We have very similar styles of play. So I think that it's just that. And Fia just has a motor. She's had that since UConn, honestly, playing alongside of her, playing against her in practices there, all of that. I've seen that for years when we were there together. She just has a motor and she doesn't stop. And so I think that that's going to be challenging as well. And I just think it's going to be a great battle because our games are so similar.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Courtney?
Thank you for taking this question. Leading to that, just to piggyback on that, what would you say, since it's been successful with the one-on-one, do you see this translating into the WNBA All-Star Weekend? Would you like to see it at the WNBA All-Star Weekend? And the last question would be, how does this the one-on-one tournament bolster women's basketball as a culture and moving forward?
Yeah, I think it would be great for them to add this in the W. I think every week should add it. Like I said last night or the other night when I was getting interviewed, I think Unrivaled is just setting a pace for all sports leagues to take notice. And I think it's been really cool just to watch and then obviously be a part of the one-on-one. It's just a great way for us to showcase our individual talents. And I don't think you always get to see that in 5-on-5, depending on what type of player you are and what you're doing.
Is she preparing her losing statement?
This is not fair.
Okay. We can't all be winners, just me.
Okay. I don't even remember what the second question was.
I forgot it too, but no, it was how does this one-on-one tournament how does it bolster women's basketball just as a culture and just moving forward?
Yeah, I think it's like I said, you just get to see like everybody's bag, honestly. I think like I mean, even for a player like Aaliyah Edwards, like we saw flashes of her in DC, like and you know, when she was at UConn, obviously she was a star there, but like this really put her on the map for everybody who didn't really get to see like all that she had in her skill set. So that's been really cool just to like see that, you know, her being one of the younger players in the league, like it's just given her the opportunity to just showcase what's been in her bag. And like I said, in 5-on-5, sometimes you don't always get to like see that because it's more team play. It's more depending on what system you're in. But this is just 1-on-1. You get to just show what you have in your skill set. So I think that's really cool. Just to for all of us women's players, just to show like what we've been working on.
Thank you.
Doug?
Hey, Azurá, I got two questions for you. Just first, for people who don't play one-on-one often, how tiring is it to play like 2 games in a day? Because it seems by the second game, people seem a little more fatigued than you would think maybe that from the outside world.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's pretty tiring because it's just really intense and it's kind of like in a short amount of time. Obviously, depending on if you score quickly too, but like it's just more intense motions in a short amount of time. So, I mean, it's pretty tiring, but I think like you can see different people's conditioning skill like levels. Some people looked a little bit more tired, some people didn't. So, but it is pretty tiring though.
And the other one's just, I mean, it seems that the stretch 3, 4, 5s have been doing well. I mean, you have 3 bigs still in there. What does it say about versatility that you have 3 players that are more 3, 4, 5s than guards you would have thought coming in would be more dominant?
Yeah, I think as like a big player myself, Big O, I think it's just like we're the key to success on teams in the league. And I think if you look at like past championships, you can see that they had teams, the teams who have won have had solid like 3, 4s, and 5s, 4s and 5s specifically, and ones that are versatile. So I think it just speaks to that that big players are really important, and especially ones that can do everything.
Thank you.
There's a couple more here. We'll go to Moreau Sports.
Azure, my question is, what is your favorite aspect of playing one-on-one?
I think just being able to showcase what I can do. I am really confident in myself as a player, and I think that 1-on-one's just giving me an opportunity to show like all the skills that I have in my skill set.
Thank
One last one from Raphael.
Hey, um, you touched on it just a little bit, but besides maybe Aaliyah, is there anyone else that surprised you as far as what they have in their bag as far as a skill set? Just watching this one-on-one tournament.
Um, Not really. I mean, like I said, I played with Fia at UConn, so I always knew like that this was in her bag. And then even Enrique, like I've played against Enrique since Notre Dame days, Final Four, even regular season. So not really.